There we are. Okay. I was just sending links and stuff. Hey, Trip! How are you? Okay. And yes, my audio works. Great. Good! That's what I was hoping for. How are we doing? How's everybody doing? I am doing pretty good. I'm doing fantastic, actually. Some new stuff going on, managed to fix the audio issue. You're doing fine? Only fine? Wow, that's kind of disappointing. That's kind of sad. I was hoping that you would be feeling up and raring to go this fine day. I mean, it's a pretty good day. Sunday was a mess, obviously, for the stream, and that was unfortunate because well, on two fronts. That's was on Sunday, and to be completely honest, Sunday was a nightmare because we had a heat wave, and while earlier in the day it wasn't too bad, it only got progressively worse as the day went on. And by the time I fixed my audio issues, yeah, it was too hot. Disgaea 6 was a mess. You didn't like Disgaea 6? Is that what I'm hearing, Trip? Well, I guess in a sense that's a good thing. Your copy of Disgaea 5. Okay. I already have a copy of Disgaea 5. I haven't played it yet. I think it was on sale on the Switch, and I picked up a copy. I just haven't played it yet, actually. So, I've got other games right now. I think I made. Hold on a sec. I'll bring it up on my phone here because it's in my notes. Oh, getting your copy of Disgaea 6 was a mess. Okay, got it. I was like, strange. I didn't hear West Town say that the game was that bad. You seem to enjoy it. What you know? Let's see. Hold on. Da 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 da. Where the hell is it? I'm trying to find it. No, that's something else. Oh, games to finish. Okay, so let's see. I put a few JRPGs on this list. I want to finish a few of them that I know I have a start. It's also Blake's first Disgaea game. Oh, that makes sense. Okay. It's not my first. I played Disgaea second. Well, it's not the second game. It's that one that was for the PS3, I think. That it's a continuum of Laharl's story. That's the one I've played. I haven't really gotten fully into Disgaea. I love the comedy though. It's probably the best part about the game. But let's see. Yeah, I want to finish D2. That's the one, D2. But yeah, Fire Emblem Three Houses. I want to try and finish that this year. Same with Tales of Zillia. I don't. Why is I put Trails of Cold Steel 3 here, but right now I think I'm gonna shift over to Trails in the Sky and try and finish that. The first Trails in the Sky and East 8 and East Memories of Celceta are also on my list of games that I want to finish that are JRPGs, and also Star Ocean First Departure. Because I recently bought that for my Nintendo Switch and I'd like to play it. Hold on a second. Checking messages, seeing if anybody responds to me at all. Most people are gone today, which is sad. I guess I'll be on my own for most of this, possibly. But that's okay. You know? I mean, Trip could probably join if he feels so inclined to do so, but that's up to him. Okay, so what else is there to talk about? I am working. I have one video that I probably will edit soon. That is, well, it won't be that big of a surprise, but it'll be a fun haul video for everybody. And then I'll have to work on another one. Copy for Steam I'm doing later tonight, but Amazon delayed it, so I canceled it and went to Walmart to get it. They said games don't come out on Tuesday. Well, that just sucks. In general, that sucks. I'm so sorry. Yeah, that doesn't sound good. So basically, you're doing a stream and you were waiting for your copy to come, what, via mail? I'm guessing, Trip. But yeah, that sounds that stinks. Amazon delayed it. Okay. Yeah. By the way, what does everybody think of the new avatar? Does everybody like it? I shared this on Twitter last night. So this is the new avatar going forward. The artist's name is Merkin, and he's a cool dude. Did some good work for me, and I will probably be using him in the future for more work on the channel. I just don't have enough time to do art for myself these days. So, I mean, I'd like to. Maybe if I could do something to maybe improve this model and have Merkin do it, potentially do it again, only with better details. But for now, this will be the default for now. I know some, what was it? I think Rabbit talked to me and said, hey, would you like to, or he mentioned like getting a VTuber model made. And I was like, I don't know. That might cost me a bit of money. And I wasn't sure if I could afford it at the time. Who knows? I don't know. But I like the new avatar at least, so that's a good thing. And that's why we're going to display it for this stream. And I'm not going to show my ugly mug today. Anyway, they are wrong, but I disagree. So I go on the next town over to GameStop, and their internet is out, so only cash. I didn't carry cash. Oh, Jesus, Trip, buddy, that sounds like one of the most painful ways to deal with getting a video game I think I've ever heard in my life. I've heard some horror stories, but that one sounds like a mess and a half, that's for sure. I am sorry that happened to you. Did you get the game finally? I hope you did. Dun, 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 dun. I hope he got the game. And finally, oh my god. Then Amazon refused my cancellation, so I cancel again, and now I'm home. Wow, okay. Well, Trip, I am sorry that you had to go through all of that just to get Disgaea 6. That sucks. I'm hoping that my pre-orders don't end up like that. Of course, I'm not streaming a lot of the games that I play, so it doesn't matter that much. But because I mostly just I buy a bunch of games, especially lately. I've been doing a lot of game hunting stuff and whatnot. Like I got a massive stack of games I haven't even shown on the channel that I got, and there's a pretty much a strong chance that you guys are probably never going to see me playing them on a stream, but it's still cool. Okay, let's see. Let's see. So I'm gonna go to share real quick. Share screen. Hello, nerdy Texan accountant. How are you today? Okay, so let's see. If I go to here, can everybody see this correctly? I can't. So, and also I can't see you guys, so I don't even know why I'm asking. Hold on a second. I'm gonna double check it on my phone. So that'll be how that'll go. It was just sending links. Let me go to here. Okay, yeah, this is good. Okay, we're good. I can see it. Just double checking if I was successful. And I am. You're doing good? I'm glad you're doing well, my friend. I'm glad you're doing well. I haven't seen you in a long time. So it's good to have you around. You know, we're going to talk about some JRPG news. I'm at work, so I won't be able to comment much in the chat. That is fine. That's okay. It happens, you know. But yeah, like I said, I hope everyone's doing well. And yeah, I'm glad that at least some people are showing up to hang out, at least in chat. That's the thing I appreciate the most. And yeah, and I hope everybody's excited for today's stream of talking about JRPG stuff. So I haven't really talked very much about Tales of Arise as of right now. I'm just on the page for Tales of Arise. Maybe this overview here would actually be a better one. So far, visually, considering how different visually this game has been, I was a little bit leery of whether or not I was going to like this game. It looked like it was going to be such a dramatic departure from the other ones that I was like, I don't know. But I mean, it's not the worst design either. I think that these designs are pretty cool all on their own. It's just like they feel like they're from a different game. They don't feel like they're a Tales game. But still, at the same time, this does look really cool. And I don't know if I want to, go directly to buying the collector's edition and whatnot, because I don't know where the heck I would put all this stuff. Because let's see, got a statue, which looks really cool. I like the statue. It looks cool. An art book, a steel case that looks banger as hell, and a physical and digital soundtrack. I wonder how much this costs. Steelbook case, 64-page. Oh, it's a hardcover art book. Okay. All right. That doesn't look too bad. That doesn't sound too bad. But that I'm recording MHS and making my stream announcement video now. Ah, okay. I do have the bell clicked. Well, thank you, Nerdy Texan. That everybody should remember to ring the bell for notifications, because subscriptions don't mean dick. Oh, but wait, hold on. That's the funny thing, though. I think I mentioned it on Twitter. We are about 50 subs away from getting to 1,000. So any type of sharing of my videos or my streams would be greatly appreciated, guys. I appreciate it oh so very much. I do hope, pretty much, I think at this point, most people click the bell. I know I do. Whenever I sub to a new channel or a channel that I'm interested in, I click the bell. I'd never not click the bell. It's become a habit now. So yeah, we're getting there. It's a slow progress, but we're getting there. And I'm really happy. I think what's doing it for me right now is my constant ragging on Final Fantasy and Square Enix. If I'm being completely honest, I think that's probably what's doing it. But due to the fact that I'm leaning more towards talking about gaming content than most other things. I'll probably talk about anime and whatnot too, but like all the comic stuff I used to do and whatnot, aside from the occasional stream where I'm just showing off comics I buy, I really don't talk much about comics anymore. So I'm behind the eight ball on pretty much everything comics related. I try to keep apprised of some of the stuff, but for the most part, I don't really care as much. But what was I going on about? Actually, hold on. We're doing this select a retailer. Pre-order now. I'm not actually going to pre-order. I just want to see what it would cost me. Yeesh! Oh boy. Okay. $190. Wow. Okay. I don't think I can justify that. I really can't. I mean, it is I mean, you get a figure, you get a statue in it, so that's kind of cool. But I don't think I can justify that purchase. I can't do it. I can't do it. I've spent. I mean, for like collector's editions for like Falcom games and whatnot, I'm normally willing to do that because, but all of them normally run at about $100 each. They never go any higher than that unless they're long discontinued. But yeah. Let's see. Why am I showing Twitter? I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, Tales of Arise, pretty cool. I will probably not be buying the collector's edition. That is way too much money. I mean, the only reason I would do something like that is if I were to, yeah, if it was Gundam related, I'd consider doing it. That's a given. I would, if it was Gundam themed, I'd probably do it. There, Ichi seems to be a mass localizing games to record the losses after Disgaea RPG. Those are the guys who make Disgaea, right? Is that correct? Did the Disgaea mobile RPG fail that hard? That's weird. But yeah. I wonder. I know. Let's I'm gonna look it up. I actually want to test this out. I want to see how good this does. Let's see. Tales of Arise. Audio. I'm gonna actually mute it because I'm fairly positive that will not work well. But you guys can tell me how good this looks in chat after I end it. Where is the combat? That's what I want to see. I want to look at. Oh, here we go. Let's skip ahead. There we go. And main character, I don't remember. Something happened. Did something happen to my stream? Yeah, okay. That was I think we may have pushed the limits and boundaries of what I'm capable of doing. Was it almost bankrupt them? Holy shizen. But yeah, let's go back to that. I'm probably gonna just keep it in small window because yeah. Combat looks like it'll be fun. Very similar to most of the Tales games that I've played, so it doesn't look too bad. I know some people were expecting the game to make a much larger departure, like there wouldn't be these transitions anymore in combat, but I don't know. Me personally, I think that the transitions are fine. The last time that an action game like of this style tried that, it ended up being really bad, and that was Star Ocean Integrity and Faithlessness. They tried to do the whole no transition thing, and it didn't. Well, I mean, the game overall didn't work, but I do think that it affected it quite a bit too. But still, I'm okay that Tales games are the way that they are. I have no qualms with that. So, yeah. It almost bankrupts them. Wow. I'm surprised by that. So I can forgive the Sky 6 being a bit lackluster because I'm pretty sure that they will release a version later that might fix the issues. Oh, there are issues with Disgaea 6? I wasn't aware of them. Okay. But yeah, that was, Tales of Arise is looking good. I will not be buying the collector's edition, not unless I come into some extra cash, which is probably not gonna happen. At least not right now at this very moment. Not happening. We'll see what happens, but for the time being, I'm completely content with just buying the normal version. I do that with most Tales games anyway. So, what else is there? Next item of business for us is Shin Megami Tensei 5. New stuff was announced about that. Now, I'm talking about this mainly just because I think it's relevant. E3 recently happened, and I haven't really talked much about all the other stuff that happened on E3 except for Square Enix's abysmally bad press conference. But aside from that, I haven't really talked all that much about it. So, hold on a second. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I haven't really gotten. I guess because I'm more of a casual fan. Casual is the word, right? Casual fan of. Not really Shin Megami Tensei. I've only ever really been interested in Persona because I like the school life element that it provides. Oh, you want to join in too, Trip? Please feel free. I sent the link somewhere, but if you want me to, I'll send it to you directly. Hold on a second. And there you go. You can join in at any time. But yeah, Shin Megami Tensei 5. It looks cool, but I don't know. I'm just not that big into this game series. It's no knock against it. It's just I'm not interested. It is a creature collector game. It's a monster collector game like Pokemon in many ways. I think actually it predates Pokemon in a lot of ways. So Pokemon basically stole from it, if I remember correctly. I could be mistaken there. Okay, hold on. Boop. Hi, Trip.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm doing fine. Let me just check and see if I can check. Shin Megami Tensei first came out in 1992.
And Pokemon was 90. Wasn't that 93?
Released Japan.
Yeah, Japan particularly.
Wait, which one was first? Oh, I should just say, Red and Green released in 1996.
Yeah, so that's like 3 years later.
But
or wait, no,
we forget one.
What's that?
Let me just check it. Release. And see. Not the US one, the initial release. Nope. Okay. That one's after Pokemon. Yeah, Shin Megami Tensei came out first.
Yeah. So yeah, but I mean, I don't dislike Shin Megami Tensei. I prefer Persona though, because I like the life sim stuff in it more.
Yeah.
I mean, on top of you do still get to collect creatures and fight and whatnot, and they share. They're pretty much almost identical. The only difference is presentation and what they choose to do with it. I mean, Persona can get pretty dark, but if I remember correctly, there are like the Digital Devil Summoner games and the normal Shin Megami Tensei games, I think, go a lot more darker and more, what is it? Lovecraftian stuff than Persona does. So I like the life sim aspect of Persona personally. The high school life stuff is the stuff that I find more interesting.
I get that. It's all about taste in the long run.
And even then, it's not a big thing for me because the one I've played the most is Persona 5. I have not played I own 4 and I own 3, but I have barely played them. I've seen other people play them more so than I've played them personally. So, but they're still fun games, and they definitely provide good storytelling and fun characters. So maybe that's also why I just enjoy the characters. Trip, also, why do you not have an icon? You are a blank void.
The void is all I ever am. I wasn't really paying attention. I'm trying to fiddling with Streamlabs right now.
Gotcha. No, that's fine. I was just curious. It's like, normally, doesn't he have something up on the screen? I don't know.
I didn't notice. I just kind of was just popped in.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I don't have I'm trying to think if there were any other releases of JRPG stuff that was interesting.
I still find it funny. Walmart. Games don't come out on Tuesday.
They don't? Strange. I could have sworn that... Wait, no. Don't they normally come out on Thursdays?
No, games come out Friday and Tuesday.
That's interesting.
Tuesday's been a tradition for game development since Sonic 2 Tuesday.
Ah, okay. I always thought that it was like Thursday or something, but...
Nah, it's usually Tuesday and Friday for some weird reason.
Oh, wait. Hold on.
Also, games can come out on any day.
That's true. No, wait, no. The tradition I'm thinking of is comic books, because comic books used to come out on Thursdays.
Yeah.
That's when their release dates were. But that's not the case anymore. Now they've moved to Tuesdays as well. For most publishers. They've moved to Thursdays for whatever reason. Well, wait, that was because of the pandemic and whatnot, so they shifted and changed. I guess we could kind of chat about E3 a bit. That might be fun.
Yeah, that might be good.
Yeah, the only two companies that really won E3, or at the very least provided something that was worthwhile, was Microsoft, which I don't even really care that much about, and Nintendo. They're the only ones who seem to show up to play the game. And everybody else...
They showed up to play the game.
Yep.
Dang it. You always say that. I don't play Overwatch. I don't like the arena shooters. But when I hear that, I just see Nintendo coming in. Play of the game. And just Nintendo,
that was not my intention.
We have... and they just show up going, we have games. And everyone goes, they win.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, they showed Shin Megami Tensei 5, which a lot of people were excited about. Breath of the Wild 2 was shown. I almost forgot. Advance Wars 1 and 2 remake coming out.
And if you went with the Japanese stream, SRW 30 from the Japanese side.
Yes. Yeah, they showed Super Robot Wars 3. Yeah.
With Combattler V.
I don't know that one.
That's an old combiner bot.
Robot.
It hasn't been around for a few years.
Yeah, I can tell, considering I've never heard of him before.
Before this one, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Before this one, the last game Combattler V was in. You probably know its counterpart, another franchise in this, made by the same kind of essence, Voltus V.
Voltus V.
It's getting that movie in Singapore.
No. Oh, I don't know much about that either. Oh, let's be honest, Trip. I don't keep up with. Yeah, I don't keep up with everything.
Yeah,
but,
I know. I figured.
You guys like you and Shadow know more Super Robot stuff than I do. Mainly just because my main knowledge is in Gundam, and it's hard to watch most of the Super Robot War stuff because it's not localized here anymore. Or like the only legal way to purchase it is secondhand, and good lord, are the prices ridiculous for some of them.
Technically, it's now become easier to get a hold of the English versions of the games. The official.
Well, no,
English
I'm not
one.
talking about Super. I'm talking about the shows, not the games. The games are easier than ever to get.
Yeah, because now Bandai.
I'm referring to the shows they come from.
Like, little tip, anyone who wants to buy an SRW game, Bandai Asia now has a shop open on Amazon America.
Yeah.
So they're selling them at
they
retail
made it
price.
even easier. Yeah. Or you could also go to Play Asia to buy them as well. If you frequent their website, you can buy
which will
them
take you like a month to get them, and when you buy them here, they'll get here like Friday.
That's true. That is true. That is an advantage that they have. But Play Asia also has their benefits too. It's just a matter of who do you want to shop with. If I wanted the games like immediately, I would probably do that. That also would depend on price. Like, how much is it going to cost? If the Amazon version is cheaper, then hell yeah, I will probably be buying them on Amazon. Oh, Dalton's here. Hey,
Hello.
Dalton.
Hello.
How's it going?
Everything's working now.
Everything's working now. Oh, yeah, I'm just a black void.
No, I'm referring to what happened on Sunday. Dalton is aware. What happened.
Did you actually end up saving that stream? I went to put it in the guest appearances and crossover playlist on my channel, and it wasn't there. I didn't know if it was just because YouTube wasn't updating or if you deleted it.
No, I privated the video. No, I didn't erase it. I privated it because it's like it was a failure. And I normally when a stream screws up like that, I either private it or I delete it. Sometimes I delete it, but in that case, I just privated it because it's like it's funny, and I might use. I don't know if people are interested and they want to see the chaos of that. They are free to let me know in the comments, and I will be more than happy to reinstate it and leave it as it is because there was kind of funny.
There was some J shenanigans, there was some me shenanigans, and there was technical error shenanigans. It was
not
good time.
The technical error shenanigans. They're the worst kind of shenanigans.
Those are the best kinds. Those are the best kind, though, because they're the most hilarious. Because those guys thought that they could.
It involved fire and or a chimp.
If only.
Yeah. Give us some time. You never know how far the technical difficulties are going to go around here. So it might someday. Oh, fire and a chimp.
Yeah.
Or a fire chimp.
It could if anybody get. Yeah, a chimp that's on fire.
Well, I was thinking more of like a fire type chimp Pokemon or something, but that was
what I was thinking.
Forget the middle form name. No one ever remembers the middle form name.
For most Pokemon, that's the case.
Unless you're like one of those trade evolution ones. Yeah, I think it's Monferno. Unless you're one of those trade evolutions, because that's the one people usually stick around with the most.
I was going to reply to Nerdy Text and Accountant's comment. I listened into some of E3. I was very disappointed. Sadly, I missed most of Nintendo. Well, you could go back and watch their Direct. It was pretty fun. and they actually showed games that are coming out.
Yeah,
relatively
Nintendo were
soon.
the only ones that really came to play in this year's E3, which is kind of similar to what happened the last 2 or 3 E3s in a row.
Yeah, well, in some cases it depends. Actually, well, Microsoft came to play too. They played Hardball this year too, because they showed games for the first time probably ever in a press conference. They're like, no, we got games, guys. Just show everything. Show every game possible. Nothing else. No talk of any other format of thing like, multimedia bullshittery. No, just nothing but games. Here you go. Game. They even showed, actually, considering we're talking JRPG stuff, they did show the Kickstarter game Euden Chronicles as well, which was pretty amazing.
Which was probably an interesting thing. I wonder how that Euden Chronicles is developers pulled that one off.
They probably got, well, I think I tried to mention it before, or I've mentioned it prior, but Microsoft has been actually showing interest in the Japanese market again and trying to reach out to developers, and potentially even sounds like considering buying some Japanese developers. Potentially. I don't know what the plans are. Less yay, maybe, but they are trying to get in communication with them more and trying to actually garner the market there.
I mean,
which at this current junction is probably their best move they can make, because they lost the Japanese market to Sony and Nintendo.
I mean, they'll try to buy
it. They
except... I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, go ahead, Trip. Sorry.
Except for Nintendo, since I still find that story funny.
What from back story?
Microsoft tried to buy Nintendo once.
Ah, that one. Yeah. Well,
and they laughed them out.
If you think about it, Sony almost bought them too. So remember the original plan for Nintendo to team up with Sony to make a disk drive based console, which was, I think it was supposed to be called the Nintendo PlayStation, if I remember correctly. Part of that arrangement and deal that Nintendo was making with Sony would have meant the potential assimilation of Nintendo into Sony. And so that's the reason why basically at that one E3 press conference, they said, oh, we're not working with Sony. They basically, gave them the cold shoulder like a jilted girl.
They reminded themselves, wait, we're Nintendo, bitch. What are we doing?
Well, no, they ended up making a partnership with Philips instead. That's what they did. It's like, those guys you heard, that one girl you heard I was dating. We dumped that chick for a less attractive one, but
But she won't take our bank account.
Yeah, but she'll actually stay with us instead of taking everything we have in the divorce.
Yeah, basically. So it kind of makes sense why Nintendo did it. It was a scummy trick to do, but it makes sense, and that's also why Sony still has a chip on their shoulder.
When you're the least scumbag in a room full of scumbags, is it really all that bad?
Yeah, it's not that. Well, I mean, both them and Microsoft hate Nintendo's staying power so goddamn much. It's like, well, here's a crazy idea, guys. Maybe, just maybe, if you would have spent some time and actually focused on making properties that have staying power, you would not be in this mess. You guys are constantly alternating and changing what you are to the point where it's like, do you even have a mascot anymore?
Yeah, because you don't know what you are, and that's the problem. Maybe if you tried to make, I don't know, this concept called good product that people want to buy willingly of their own free will, we wouldn't have this problem.
Well,
who has free will?
Sony has some properties nowadays. I mean, they had Uncharted, they have God of War. Those are the two that come to mind, and you could kind of consider them to be kind of mascot-esque, or at least flagship titles for them. But unlike Nintendo, who has things like Mario, Pokemon,
or that's the difference. When Sony stumbles on a good game or a flagship character, they kind of do it by sheer dumb luck, whereas Nintendo's like, how do we make this character appealing to the public? proceeds to do a bunch of market research on how to make characters appealing to the public, like you're supposed to do.
No. Let me tell you something about Sony.
Okay.
Sony has the characters. Sony has the properties. Sony has the IPs.
Yeah.
You just don't know how to fucking use them.
Sony's just ignoring everything the fans want.
Because that's totally
true.
a good market
more
strategy.
They're ignoring it for more Last of Us content.
Ignore your customers and fan base. This will totally not come back to bite you in the ass when you're making product based on art.
Sadly, I think the only company that Sony owns that actually has a bit of backbone with the other departments was the last one they bought. And might actually push it because their product has weight.
Yeah. Yeah, and Nerdy Tech's
stupid.
accountant is... Yeah, Nerdy Tech's accountant's mentioning the flagship characters Crash, Spyro, Jak and Daxter, Ratchet and Clank...
Spyro and Crash are
Sly
owned now by
Cooper.
Activision.
Yeah.
So you can't really
it's
count
different
those
now,
anymore.
so yeah, I mean they were. If Sony would have, had the cojones to probably buy out those companies outright and buy those characters,
actually
they would have probably.
What happened was Sony couldn't buy them out at the time because the products were actually owned by a separate company during the time, because another company swooped in early. And this is back in the 90s, by the way. You do know that those companies were owned by...
The more things change, the more they stay the same.
Those characters were owned before the games even came out by, I think it was either Paramount or Fox.
And again, I am left just to smirk.
I'm not kidding. They produced the
because of
games.
how similar that is to the movie division too.
Because it was an early game company for those guys, they produced Spyro and Crash. They essentially took the characters as part of the production deal. That's one of the reasons.
That stuff I wasn't aware of.
Crash was the very first video game I ever played as a kid.
Oh, that's neat.
Oh, cool. But I played Super Mario Brothers and Pong.
So, see, this happened technically with their next characters, Jak and Daxter and Ratchet and Clank. Sony owned them instead for production reasons.
Yeah. But unfortunately, we've never gotten a brand new Jak and Daxter game. We've gotten plenty of Ratchet and Clank.
This apparently, they wanted to make a new Jak and Daxter, but Sony said, no, make Last of Us.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing.
Sony,
also,
you really are your own worst enemies.
I think if you want another Jak and Daxter or Sly Cooper game, there's only one person, one company who might give us what we want, and not in the way we want it. Insomniac.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Because
they can make some good games.
Insomniac did something in the last game which really hit all the fans hard.
Oh yeah, you mentioned that to me when we were talking before.
The Rhino 8
crossover. Yeah, you mentioned like the most recent Ratchet and Clank game had crossover iconography of some kind with, with Sly Cooper.
It had Sly
and
Cooper in the game.
What? Yeah, that was. We lost Dalton. Oh no!
Oh no! No!
If he comes back.
But yeah, like
what?
Get the rope. I'll throw him a rope. Throw him a line. But no,
his phone probably crapped out on him.
Yeah, it makes sense. But no, like the way it works is, Insomniac has essentially written every Sony franchise as a multiverse.
Yeah. Yeah, it would be kind of cool.
And the way they're planning it,
if Insomniac plans that out more and they decide to make a huge crossover with all those properties, I'll be like, hell yeah, let's do it.
Well,
I might actually buy a Ratchet and Clank game for the first time in ages. I haven't played a Ratchet and Clank game since the first one.
Oh, really? Well, it's kind of like a loop around to play them nowadays. You have to find them all. The best way to do is just get a PS3 and play those and play it all on that until you get there's one on PS4 and there's one on PS5. So all of them are on PS3.
Yeah, I liked playing the first Ratchet and Clank a bit, but I don't remember very much about it. And at the time, it was also the time of Jack and Dexter and Sly Cooper.
This might interest you.
And Sly Cooper was the one who ended up stealing my heart. So
this might interest you a little bit.
That's the platformer that I love. So,
as a comic book superhero fan, the voice actor who played Captain Quark until the newest one, because sadly he had dementia and Alzheimer's. Jim Ward.
Sounds familiar.
Holy blank, Batman!
Wait, you mean Burt Ward?
No, wait. Let me just double check. Who's Jim Ward? I think I might get the wrong guy.
Jim Ward is not.
I got the wrong guy. My bad. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot.
If you're referring to the 1966 Batman with Adam West, you mean Burt Ward, not Jim Ward.
Yeah,
his name was Burt Ward. And,
I'm an idiot.
Yeah,
it happens. Everyone has that.
Don't feel bad. Keep in mind that I grew up on.
Let's see. What did Jim Ward voice?
Many things, actually.
Yeah, Jim Ward. I'm thinking of Jim Ward. Oh, he was in the Life of Pi short.
Oh,
which was the Ratchet and Clank, like a little short, like a pilot episode for a TV show. You know,
I'm trying to think. What was that game? I'm trying to remember. TV Land. That was it. I used to watch TV Land all the time as a kid. So that's how I learned about 66 Batman.
Batman versus Two-Face. He was Commissioner Gordon and Hugo Strange.
Interesting. Oh, sorry, Nerdy Texan. I haven't read your comment. My first game was Home Alone 2 on the NES. That's an interesting and eclectic choice for a first game.
Hey, if it's fun, it's fun.
I would not have expected that. I mean, I'm not going to knock you for it. It's just like, that's not normally what I think of when, like, here, son, here's an NES. Here's your first game, Home Alone 2.
But let's be honest, any child, their first game's always amazing no matter who they are.
That's true. That's true. I mean, the original Super Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt, were my first video games. So yeah. It was a hand-me-down from my cousin. That makes sense.
I can't remember what my first. I had a Pico as a kid. If you know what a Pico is.
Not. It sounds familiar, but I'm having trouble remembering.
It was Sega's Leapster. Like
Sega's Leapster.
It had like the pen attachment and everything.
Oh, okay. So you're thinking like the Leapfrog?
Yeah, it's Sega's Leapfrog from the 90s.
The educational stuff that they give you
wasn't really educational. It was more of like, it was like you got like a book that plugged into the thing and you flip through the book and then you tap them on the appropriate pages.
Yeah, but it's educational based electronic in entertainment.
I mean, I also played my mom's Sega back in the day a little bit. My console was a Game Boy Advance.
Yeah, my first console was an Atari 2600 and a NES,
which was then followed.
And they were handed down. They were handed to us by a friend of the family. He gave them to us along with whatever games he had with them. So me and my brother started off with quite the collection of games already. We had Super Mario Brothers. We had Super Mario Brothers 3, I believe. And we also had other ones that were kind of sucky games, like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle game for the NES, or the what was it, Jaws and Top Gun, Friday the 13th, and most of them sucked. They were not that fun to play.
I mean, if you want a good shark game,
yeah, I know about Maneater. It actually looks like a lot of fun. Actually,
it's amazing. I've platinumed it twice.
I'm considering it. I might buy it when it goes on. When I find a copy for sale, I might pick it up.
assumedly, there's going to be some DLC for it in the near future.
Mm-hmm.
Because they said it was going to come out this summer, but we haven't seen it yet. But it was also announced on April Fool's, but they didn't say it was a joke. So it's normal to assume it had a realistic release window. Like it said, coming out this summer. It wasn't like never coming out. It was like people were confused when they saw it, thinking, "Is it real? Is it fake? Is it a joke? Is it fried chicken?"
Let's see. Nerdy text an account saying, I got an NES, a Sega Genesis from my cousin. Sadly, their games were ruined by a hurricane. That's unfortunate.
Oh, no.
And you're trying to build your collection back up, which is cool. I've been doing a lot of game hunting. I don't go that far retro, considering I don't have the means to play them. I mainly buy like the latest I'll buy is like PS2 or GameCube stuff.
I have an old cartridge which I don't have a console for.
Yeah. I do too. I'm not gonna show it, but
I have a copy of E.T. on Atari.
Oh boy.
Everyone should own a copy of E.T. on Atari.
I mean, if I ever see it out in the wild and someone says, "Here, take it," or says, "Here, buy it for $1," I would probably do that, and then just say, "Look, I have a piece of gaming history." A really shitty part of history, but hey, it's a part of history. So, my brother has a bunch of retro game stuff now too. And I do mean retro stuff because he's been buying anything Sega based or old Nintendo based stuff for a while now, for the last couple years. I finally did start a Super Nintendo collection. I'm not going to show the game here because I want it to be a surprise for my next video. Because I'm going to edit that eventually sometime this, maybe after stream or at some point in the week. I will edit that and then it'll be published and then everyone will see what it is. And
that's fair enough.
I guess I could give a hint. I'll give a hint. The game that I bought is related to one of the JRPG companies that we're talking about today. There you go. There's your hint.
Also, speaking of JRPG companies, Nippon Ichi is really going, like I said before, they're localizing a bunch of stuff. And they're also now re-releasing games they haven't touched since the PS2.
I noticed that.
Yeah, like, no one expected Soul Nomad to come back.
Yeah. I don't know very much about those games, but I'm seeing them.
You get mostly they use them in references to in Disgaea. They take stuff from Soul Nomad and Phantom Brave as a reference,
right?
So, I know in Disgaea 2, Gig is a DLC character, and he's literally from Soul Nomad.
Give me a sec. I'm gonna actually message Dalton real quick.
Okay, that's fine.
Oh wait, I'm sharing again.
You have to be careful.
I don't like. It's not like it. We talk about that much stuff. Me and Dalton normally talk more like when
the cameras are off.
Actually, me and Dalton don't talk much in DM chats. Very often. We just mostly most of our conversations happen here on the live streams or after the live streams end. I'll just message him, see what's going on. Anyway.
Yeah.
But, wait, no, there was, hold on. Let me look this up. I want to look up Advance Wars. Because we're getting a new Advance Wars game, guys.
Oh, well, technically you're getting it's being made by Way Forward.
Yeah.
Which surprised me. I still love Intelligent Software's reasoning why they haven't made a Advance Wars game till now. We forgot how to do it. I'm not joking. That's what they told everyone.
That's a load of horse hockey, if I've ever heard it.
Well, hey, if this remake of the first two does well, then better for it.
And yeah, I'm excited for this, but now I'm looking at the price and I'm like, wait, hold on a second. I mean, this is an updated version of the game. I'll give it that. It is updated and new graphics and whatnot, but that much? Are you serious? $60?
It's 2 games. There's that.
I mean, yeah. I did a thing.
Okay, gotta add.
I mean, yeah, it's I don't know. It's a weird thing to say, like, spend that much on it. I don't know. For a re-release or even for a remake, that's a bit high for me. I don't know. I'm still probably going to buy it because I've been wanting to try Advance Wars for so long. So I'll probably still buy it. I am obviously the target demographic here.
Obviously.
Because, I mean, JRPG stuff, but I love strategy tactical games too. So this is, right up my alley. It's just I'm a bit surprised by the price. I thought it would be cheaper than that, but I don't know. But still, hey, it's a cool game. I love that they're bringing it back because it hasn't been since the DS since they've made a Advance Wars game.
I believe so. I think the DS when they went hyper realistic.
Yeah, I think it was called Days of Ruin or something. But yeah. But still, I mean, I'm happy that someone's bringing it back. That's the main thing. We should be happy that somebody is giving the series love and attention since Intelligent System is focused only on Fire Emblem.
Let's be honest, it's probably a Nintendo decision.
It could have been a Nintendo decision. Well, I mean, you said that Intelligent System says we don't know how to make them anymore. I'm gonna put that on either you don't have time to make them or you don't want to make them. And if that's the case, it's like just let someone else do it for you. If that's the case, and just tell us.
I'm just waiting for when Nintendo eventually buys Way Forward.
What?
I mean, it's probably gonna happen.
Who's buying Way Forward?
I'm waiting for when Nintendo inevitably buys Way Forward.
Oh, yeah, it might happen. Do they use Way Forward a lot?
I don't know, but most of Way Forward's games are either PC or on good old Nintendo.
Oh, well then that might make sense.
Like Cory in the House. Yes, I said that. I don't care. Let's take. I'm looking.
I don't know, but it's okay.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. Nintendo's been buying up companies.
Yeah, you want to know the one thing that I've heard? The rumor that I heard a while back that was kind of funny was the whole thing of Square Enix being potentially bought by somebody. I was like, I would not be surprised if that happened.
It would happen. It would be Sony. I'm calling it.
It sounds like it could have been either Sony or Microsoft being in the.
Or out of left field, he comes. He rises over the horizon. Oh, you're mine now, punk.
Disney buys Square Enix. Yes, you can be part of their monopoly and go screw off. I'm being mean. I'm sorry.
I think after Avengers did so bad, I really think Square wants to try to distance itself from Disney.
They're doing a bad job considering they're doing a Guardians of the Galaxy game now.
I think they were under contract.
Yeah, probably. But did you hear about the actor who played Cory was charged?
I did not. Did you
Are we
just look it
talking
up?
Cory in the House, the best anime ever?
I did not. I haven't really kept up with that, except for apparently Drake Bell's a pedophile, but that's besides the point.
Yeah, I think I overheard that rumor somewhere down the pipeline.
Let's not talk about people's mistakes.
And also, please don't use naughty or words that might get me in more trouble with YouTube than I already am.
I'm sorry. Drake Bell did a bad.
I know. And unfortunately, if you even talk about something like that on YouTube, you're liable to get in trouble. So
apparently River City Girls is getting a sequel.
Yeah, I think I saw that.
Oh, you're playing. Are you playing her this time? From the cover? Okay. So River City River City is now connected to Double Dragon, right?
I believe I don't know.
Well, they are, because the shopkeeper, one of the shopkeepers, I don't remember how many there are. I think there might just be one in River City Girls, is the girlfriend of the kidnapped girlfriend from Double Dragon. And it looks like she's the playable character in the new game.
I think I may have seen. I think I saw an image of it, but I didn't know the context of it. I haven't played River City Girls, so
yeah, that's fair.
I should play it because it's a beat 'em up game, and I love playing that.
Apparently, the way the game ends kind of messes it for some people.
Bye, nerdy Texan accountant. Have a good day.
Like the way the game.
I appreciate you hanging out with us.
Yeah, you have a good one. But yeah, the way the game ends kind of messes some people's opinion of the game up.
Don't forget to like it on the way out if you enjoyed it. It helps out a lot.
Because it just ruins the image of the two main characters from the other River City games. The guys.
Oh, yeah.
People didn't like that ending.
I don't know. I think I may have heard something about it. But, in this day and age, people get angry over everything. So,
well, no, it's apparently like, we came to save our boyfriends. Well, they were never under my control. They just followed me because I'm hot. I'm like, seriously?
I mean, that is a potential thing that could happen.
But that just makes them look like idiots.
True.
And cheating idiots at that.
Fair, yeah.
And like,
in a comical sense, I'm laughing, and I think
in a comical sense, it's funny. But if you like the River City franchise, I get why people don't like that.
Yeah, I can kind of understand. It's like, well, I mean, aren't these the guys who've fought tooth and nail to get the girls back, and things of that nature? And then all of a sudden, oh no, I didn't kidnap them. They followed me willingly.
They're cheating scumbags.
Yeah, kind of.
I mean, I could be
or
wrong.
Or at least they have a wandering eye, and they just can't seem to keep it in their pants.
I don't know if I'm 100% accurate, but that's what I've been reading and told.
Yeah, I don't know.
So
it could be less worse than what we think it is.
True. There might be mind control.
Yeah. Attractive women having mind control powers? No one's ever.
Hi, Sirens. How are you doing today?
Exactly. That type of stuff never happens, like, ever. I know this might be a little bit of an aside, but I've seen that as a comment over the last day on my last Final Fantasy VII video, and I thought it was kind of funny because, someone commented that they said that there was no clear definition between a remaster and a remake, and I'm like, wait, what?
No. You see, a remaster is you just touch up the graphics and re-release it. A remake is fully remade from the ground up.
That's what I told them. And I'm like, no, seriously. That's exactly what they are.
And like, here's the best example you can give to someone like that. Resident Evil 1 remaster is a remaster.
Yeah.
Resident Evil 2 remake is a remake.
I used Resident Evil 2 and 3's remakes as examples.
Like, those are remakes.
And I also even staying in house with Square Enix, I said the remasters that Square does are things like the remaster for Final Fantasy X and X-2.
Disgaea 1 and Disgaea 1 Complete is a remaster.
Yeah.
The remasters mean they're basically the same with slight touches here and there.
Yeah. Or all the re-releases of the Kingdom Hearts games that have been put in collection.
Those are remasters.
Yeah, they're remasters, not remakes. They didn't build the games back up from the scratch. They just took the base game and...
Well, actually, no. The first one technically is... Kingdom Hearts 1 is technically a remake.
They remade the first one?
They lost the source files.
I don't buy that for a second. Square's made that excuse before.
They had to redub everything because they lost the audio, though.
Well, that might be possible. But
I'm like, how do you lose the audio? I don't know.
I don't know. Did a tsunami or did the earthquake take it away from you?
Yeah,
but there are some things where they say that. They said that they lost the original source code for Final Fantasy VIII. And I'm like, how?
But, oh God. But there is one...
I know it's old, but how? You kept the...
Hey, just go to
Sevens.
Just go to Toy for Bob and ask for help. You know what they did, right?
What?
Oh, when they made when they remastered the Spyro collection.
Yeah.
Actually, it's a remake, but it's just a graphic upheaval. It's not really anything different. Just small touches.
No, the game is exactly the same as I remember. I haven't played it, but
you do. Insomniac didn't have the source files or anything. So
yeah.
Do you want to know what Toys for Bob did to make those levels?
What'd they do?
They played the game. And they added a code to the game which allowed them to map the entire level while playing it.
Yeah, there you go.
So they had it 1-to-1 just because they had to do it all themselves. And I applaud Toy for Bob for that one.
Cheers to them, then, for doing that. That means they had to go through all the effort of playing the games and then remapping everything. That's some dedication.
Mm-hmm.
And that's good because when I didn't even think of it. I thought that they were remasters because when I saw people playing the new Spyro, I was like, this looks exactly like the original, only the graphics are vastly improved from the original.
It's very stylized and looks very good. Better animations, better graphics. That's what they went for.
Yeah. It looked, well, considering for even the PlayStation 1 version of Spyro is aged pretty damn well considering how old it is. So to just give it a shiny coat of paint, basically, it would have just been impressive enough. But the fact you're telling me that they went the extra mile because they didn't have the source code and they had to rebuild the maps and everything, that's pretty awesome.
For those fans, man, who will notice that kind of thing.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's good stuff.
Not the way Capcom did it. Capcom kind of did their own thing with their remakes.
What are you referring to?
The differences between Resident Evil 3 and RE Remake 3.
I know people complained about the length of RE3's remake, but I'll be honest with you.
RE3 wasn't that long.
No, it was not. Because I remember my brother playing Resident Evil 3 way back in the day. I think a friend let him borrow it or something, and he really liked the game. And I remember, Nemesis chasing him all over the place and then him beating the game. It took him about 2 days to beat the game. He took like 2 gaming sessions to beat it. So that means that the game wasn't very long to begin with.
The issue is the reason that makes RE3 long is the gameplay. The way games, like, it plays like the tank controls and stuff like that kind of game.
RE, it basically.
But if
I remember correctly, Capcom released RE3 almost about a year after they released RE2. So
I mean, if
they did not spend a lot of time building it. So.
We could talk like the fun fact about RE3's development.
What's that?
The original RE3, not the remake.
I don't know much about it.
Okay, so Capcom wanted to make their third entry, Code Veronica, Resident Evil 3.
Right.
For the Sega Dreamcast.
Yeah, I remember that.
But they had a deal with Sony where they had to put a numbered version of Resident Evil on a Sony console, so they took the side game and renamed it RE3.
Yeah.
That's why RE3 goes back in time.
Yeah, that makes sense, actually.
So technically the sequel to Resident Evil 2 is Code Veronica.
Yeah.
Which follows up Resident Evil 2's story pretty well.
Yeah. Anyway,
Sorry.
that's the comment was hilariously funny. Of course, I've been getting that sometimes. There's been someone in my comments complaining that I responded to somebody's comment about Final Fantasy VII's remake, and they're all like, "What were you expecting? A 1-to-1 remake of 7?" The answer is yes.
That would be a remaster.
No, because they couldn't use the old assets. They'd have to rebuild from the ground up.
Well, yeah, but that would be a 1-to-1 remake.
That's what I'm saying. A 1-to-1 remake, not a remaster of the old one. In other words, using what we were given graphically and just giving us a similar experience to the original. So that means turn-based combat and a bunch of other things. Now, keep in mind, I said that could have been. My comment was like, I don't know, they could have given us turn-based combat again. That was it. It wasn't like knocking the action-based combat for the remake of 7. I'm like, it's fine.
Yeah,
it's a bit hack and slashy for my taste.
It's Kingdom Hearts.
It's even, in my opinion, it's just even more hack and slashy than even Kingdom Hearts is. Because there are things you can do in Kingdom Hearts that aren't so hack and slashy. But it's not a bad thing. I don't hate it.
I mean, if they wanted to go with the turn-based strategy, they could have still made it flashy, but they could have made it so like turn-based strategy kind of jumped you across the field and moved you around instead of just keeping you
in one position. Yeah. Well, yeah. But this person came in and started complaining that apparently, that 7's combat is amazing and perfect and whatnot. And then we talked about the quote-unquote classic mode. It's like, oh, you mean the mode where basically the game plays itself? Right. Okay, sure. That's how you integrate the original ATB combat system. Just let the game play itself. Here's the thing. Square has a goddamn nasty habit with a lot of their more recent games of them being able to play them goddamn selves at this point. You don't even play the game. The game plays you. And it's kind of frustrating.
You mean like Sonic the Hedgehog?
I don't think Sonic the Hedgehog games work that way.
Anyway, let's go back to SMT5 for a second.
Sure.
A lot of people hate the UI.
They hate the UI?
At least I know Blake does.
Hold on. Let me look up SMT again. SMT5. Shin Megami Tensei 5. Where are you, Shin Megami Tensei 5?
That's what people were saying for the last 2 years.
Am
I wrong?
What, the UI for it?
No,
for the
where
game?
is this MMT5?
Oh yeah, right. I should have went back.
They announced it disappeared. They showed a small snippet of it a year ago, and then it disappeared again. And then this year they go, "Hey, it's coming out this year." What?
Oh, okay. Here we go. Nintendo. Let's see. Here's a picture with the UI on it. This is what people have an issue with. This?
It looks like Tokyo Mirage Sessions, and people don't like Tokyo Mirage Sessions. I personally thought Tokyo Mirage Sessions UI was very clean, very nice.
I think it looks pretty good, actually. If they're borrowing from Tokyo Mirage Session, this is not the worst UI they could have picked. They could have done a lot worse.
Another issue people seem to have with this is when you go to your character you're using, you zoom in on their back and you don't see the rest of your party, which I think is a nitpick.
Yeah, it sounds a bit nitpicky.
You know why I said that? It feels like it was made for a handheld console. And they look at me like, yes, I said that because Switch is a handheld.
Yep, it's a handheld and a.
It was probably supposed to help with battle performance by just having one player unit on screen at a time, so they don't have to render the whole set of 4.
Probably when the system is undocked, try to save on that.
Because
to make it easier, better.
Disgaea 6 apparently has some issues running on the Switch.
Mm-hmm.
It had a PS4 version. They just didn't bring that to the US.
Mm.
I get why they didn't do it, because probably this kind of game's better on the Switch, but
yeah, and it probably sells better on the Switch than it does on the PS4.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, but yeah, I've been noticing like most of the resurgence for JRPG games, I'm pretty sure that a good chunk of the numbers that these companies are getting are coming from Nintendo Switch sales. So that's why they're porting them to the Nintendo Switch now.
They're trying to recoup their losses, and I don't blame them.
Who is?
Nipponichi.
Oh. Yeah, that. But I was just saying in general, the reason why we're seeing so many JRPGs
which
come
is
to
weird.
the Switch is because of this.
Because they're bringing all the Tales games over now.
You mean the Trails games?
Yeah, Trails, not Tales. God dang.
Yeah.
There's you get why I got them confused.
Yeah. I was actually going to talk about them too.
Okay, then let's move into that subject.
This is not the type of article I was hoping to see. I'm sorry, DualShockers, you're not the one I was looking for. Gosh darn it. Trail series news. What was it? Anime News Network, I think, had the article I was looking at the last time. Hold on a second. Is this the right one? Nope, that's the anime that's coming out. I've already talked about that. Oh yeah, here it is. Release 4.
Yeah, they're porting a bunch of those games over on PC, PS4, and Switch.
Yep, they're gonna be on everything pretty much, and I'm actually really happy. This was the big news for me that I wanted to talk about because everybody knows how obsessed I've been with this series now. Even though I haven't played all the games as of yet, but the 2 I have finished, I goddamn love and have probably become my favorite games, or just in general, almost. And at the very least, my favorite JRPGs I've ever played. So, I mean, we're getting localization of the Crossbell arc, which nobody saw coming at all. Everyone, there was a good amount of the people who I follow who talk about these games who basically said, don't expect these games to come out at all, officially.
Well, this is not that hard for Nipponichi to do. All they're doing is basically localizing these games from Falcom, which allows them to recoup a lot of profit with very little losses.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're talking about localizing it with NIS America, the Nipponichi's American branch. But
I know, but well, technically
both that helps them both, basically.
Yeah, it's the United Company.
Well, I mean, no, and it also helps Falcom too. It's a very symbiotic relationship between the two that benefits them both. So
yeah, it's interesting because usually XC does this kind of thing.
Yeah, XC lost the license. I'm actually still, from what I remember, but
I wonder how much this license cost NIS.
I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
Probably a pretty penny.
I don't think it costs them probably as much as we think it does, mainly just because Falcom, although they are old, they're 40 years old at this point, which is where all this information came from because, you know, they had their 40th anniversary live stream with, I forgot, was it New Game Plus Expo? Yeah. Where they had the JDK band perform, which, by the way, the JDK band performing live is goddamn amazing. That in and of itself, they could have probably just done the live performance and not announced anything, and I still would have had fun with it. This is basically the best bonuses ever. You know, all these games coming out. But no, the craziest thing about NIS America's announcement of these games, because we get the Crossbell arc, we get Trails from Zero and Trails to Azure, finally, after all this time. Then we get Niuta Boundless Trails. This is a spin-off game that has no connection to any of the mainline games that anybody can confirm. So
I mean, it came out of nowhere, but
yeah, well, no, the announcement that they were re-releasing this game had been announced several months back. But the fact that it's coming to America That was unexpected. I mean, I don't know if I'm that interested or invested in buying this, but I might. It looks like it'd be a relatively fun game, but at the same time, it's not the thing I was the most excited hearing about. I was more interested in the Crossbell games because they are directly connected to Trails in the Sky and Trails of Cold Steel. So these are important. These are important games for the story. You need to play these in order to understand what's going on in Trails of Cold Steel.
I mean, I get where you're coming from.
Yeah,
I do.
Well, how do I put this? While playing Trails of Cold Steel 1 and 2, the events that are happening in Erebonia are also the events in Crossbell are happening at the same time. So all those games are coming, or the first two games are happening at the same time, the same year as each other. Mm-hmm. Because slight spoilers for Trails of Cold Steel. One, when the fortress, or when Gorelia Fortress, which borders Crossbell and Calvard, is attacked by Crossbell by a giant, explosion that nobody knows where it comes from. They had the shield that was up that was supposed to protect Crossbell. Next thing you know, there's an explosion and Gorelia Fortress is destroyed. Those events happen in these games. Right. So the characters from this game are experiencing that over on Crossbell's side, while the characters in Erebonia are experiencing it from the other side. So they don't know what's going on. No one really does. And then all of a sudden that tree shows up in 2, I believe. But basically, there are different conflicts happening, but they're happening at the same time. So it's important to have these games as context to what's going on the other side, basically. So I find these two to be a bit more important than Boundless Trails. But Boundless Trails is cute in its own way, and it has its fan base. And since Falcom is growing the fan base in the West more, this is just overall good news. Just good news overall. And I mean, we also get Hachimari's announcement release, Trails into Reverie, which will basically tie up all the loose ends after Trails of Cold Steel 4. So this is good. The one thing I'm upset about I don't know if I'm super upset about this, but a bit disappointing, is the announcement for when Trails of Zero is coming out. Because Trails of Zero isn't coming out until 2002, which is next year.
2002? It's already out?
Oh, sorry. 2022. My apologies.
I know. I'm just messing with you.
But yeah, it's not coming out till 2022, which is like, okay, that's fine. But it's not coming till fall of 2022. So we have to wait a year and a half before this game officially comes out. And I'm like,
these games are really big, and there's a lot of dialogue that needs translated.
Yeah, I know that. But
and I do give Nippon NIS one thing: they're not Treehouse.
Yeah, that's
when they translate a game, they translate the game.
There have been people I've seen on Twitter and whatnot. They're a small minority who've been complaining about the NIS America translations for the Trails games, and I'm like, they're nitpicks. They're very minor changes that really do not affect that much. Like, people were saying, like, look at this line where this character, where they translated the thing from Big Brother to McFirebro, and I'm like, it's just the translators having a bit of fun. I don't find that to be insulting or bad. It's just kind of funny. And basically, it's a reference to the character of McBurn, which is hilarious. Personally, I actually think it's kind of funny that the character calls him Firebro or McFirebro. I'm like, That's actually kind of funny, actually, because it's like, oh, that's a cute nickname for him. Gives it a little extra personality. Maybe it's not the funnest, thing, but it's fine. I really don't see the issues with it. People, I think, took big issue with it because of, was it a few years ago when Trails of Cold Steel 3 was announced, or they were working on it? They said, somebody in a live stream said, "Oh, we changed certain jokes that might be offensive or sexually offensive or nonsense like that." I'm like, if people can show me the evidence of where they changed the dialogue, I'd like to hear more about it. But at the same time, it's like, how bad is it? Are we talking Treehouse bad, where they ruined the translation for Fire Emblem Fates? Yeah, is it Fire Emblem Fates levels of cringe?
Is it dots?
Yeah. Is it the ... Is it that bad, or is it the Pickle Saga, or or anything of that nature? No, it's not. They can't even give me even remotely close to that level of cringe, or even having translations where words and aren't even used properly. Or I was playing Fates once, and there was at least some lines of dialogue that were not, it was like people speaking English for some reason. I'm like, it's not that bad. I can pretty much guarantee that these games translations are better than that, at least. So if they change some dialogue, and here's the thing, they never complained or bitched about Xseed doing it when Xseed did it with Trails of Cold Steel 1 and 2, or probably even the Trails in the Sky games when they translated those. I'm betting 10-1 they've never complained about those, because I know they don't, because they did it too. It happens pretty much every time when a Japanese game is localized. How about all the times when Dragon Quest was edited or changed, or Final Fantasy, or any of the others? It's like, guys, it depends on how bad of a job they do with localizing the game. That's what matters.
You're right.
It doesn't matter. Or did we go back in time? It's the Tifa debacle all over again. Yeah, pretty much.
Tifa?
The Tifa situation that I discussed that, and it was hilarious to me because people attempted to ratio my video defending Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Wait, did they call her Tifa? Redesign.
Huh?
Wait, is it Tifa or Tifa? I always called her Tifa.
I call her Tifa, but that's probably because that's just how I pronounce it.
Yeah,
I prefer calling her Tifa. You could call her Tifa or whatever, and I prefer to call Aerith and not Eris, because that's just how it was translated.
I thought it was Aerith.
It's actually Eris. It's supposed to be Eris. They just mistranslated it.
Oh.
It's supposed to be Eris. I think the Japanese version is Eris.
That makes her sound more important than that makes her sound important from the get-go. Yeah,
doesn't it? But yeah, the Tifa situation was hilarious because the quote unquote gaming news that comes from One Angry Gamer is hilarious. And big words coming from a piece of shit who owns that particular website. But yeah, he was everyone was complaining about Tifa's cup size and the fact that she was wearing stockings now, covering her legs. It was like, wait, hold on. I thought that actually people liked characters in stockings. I thought that was a turn on. Why the hell are we complaining about stockings? I mean,
no. You see, people like stockings being taken off of a character.
Nope. I thought that it was both, actually. Either the character's taking them off or having them on in general.
No, I mean, they like watching them take them off.
Well, there's that. But no, I mean, don't get me wrong. That is tantalizing.
We've gotten off subject here.
Well, I okay. So here's the thing. For example, I play the mobile game Azur Lane, so there's a lot of fan service. But the one thing, obviously, I mean, what fan service? That game doesn't have any fan service at all. But I mean, there are characters that have stockings, and that obviously, hug the body a little bit tightly, and things of that nature. I was like, gee, I wonder what they're trying to imply with that. Tifa wearing stockings, at least in my personal opinion, only makes her hotter. Congratulations. I'm complimenting Final Fantasy VII Remake. I'm making Tifa look even hotter than she's ever looked before.
I probably won't play it till I play Final Fantasy VII Original.
I wouldn't even recommend playing the remake, but that's my personal opinion.
Well, I mean, each one has their own charms.
Yeah, I guess. I'm just upset over what they did story-wise with the remake. It's like, it's not a remake. They should have just called it exactly what it is.
An alternate telling?
Yeah, pretty much. It's a multi-universal, this is happening in another timeline shtick.
It's like when I say with Gundam Thunderbolt, but everyone disagrees with me. They're saying it's just UC. It's an alternate timeline UC. Well, it's because technology improves. It's not the same technology.
I don't know about that. I don't know. I could see Gundam Thunderbolt working in the main timeline.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're saying it's in an alternate timeline, that's a possibility. But I could also see the technology working in that in their timeline too.
All I'm saying is we know that UC has alternate timelines.
Potentially, yeah.
Well, no,
I tend to ignore that, but yes,
because the TV shows are a thing and the movies are a thing, and since the movies are canon, Double Zeta doesn't exist.
I refuse to acknowledge that because I refuse to acknowledge the Zeta movies. That's my choice,
and they are the canon ones. So there are alternate timelines. That's just the proof of that.
Well, at the very least, a very flimsy theory. Should Tifa not wear some kind of stockings on her feet, given she's wearing boots? I mean, that's a fair point.
Yeah.
I mean, her redesign is completely fine. If you were to black out the character and look at her silhouette, it's like, is this Tifa Lockhart or a different character? No, it's Tifa Lockhart, and it clearly is Tifa. So please shut the hell up and get over it.
Anyway,
yes, she's wearing a sports bra. Please get over it.
Anyway, I'm probably gonna have to get out of here soon.
Yeah. I might tag in Shinobi if he wants to hang out and chat a bit.
Anyway, just like to ask, do you want a character request for Disgaea 6?
I might do that. Give me a list of what kind of characters are in it, and I will get back to you.
There's, just if you tune into the stream later, you'll probably see it when I go over them.
Where are you streaming? Are you streaming on Twitch?
Yeah.
When are you doing that today?
6.
At 6.
I might
not be able to, but we'll see.
Because it's in 20 minutes.
In 20 minutes? It's 6 o'clock where you're at?
It's 5:39.
Oh. Okay, so I might be able to catch it after I'm done here. I might stick around here for about another half hour.
All right.
But because I still want to talk about,
of course,
the trail stuff. But
well, it's been fun.
Yeah, thanks for stopping by.
Mm-hmm. You have a good one.
Let me hold on a second.
Also, I like your new avatar.
Thank you.
Right.
Merkin did a great job on it, and I greatly appreciate him for it.
All right. Toodles. How do I leave?
Normally there's a thing that says leave studio.
There it is.
Yeah. It's that simple, guys. It's a thing. It's called leave studio. Have you heard of it? It's that's kind of funny. I did not expect for him to do that. Shinobi, I sent a link if you wish to join in the reverie and fun, because we could still talk about the Tifa stuff. Yay! He got out! Congratulations, Trip. You managed to figure out how to exit. Good job, man. Me when I complained about mech suits in Korra. Wait, there were mech suits in Korra? Are we talking about Avatar? Or are we talking about something else? I don't know what the reference to that is. That's new to me. I don't know. Please fill me in. But no, the situation with with One Angry Gamer was just hilarious. Like the cringe level could not have been any higher. It was some of the highest levels of cringe I have ever seen in my life. And it was just hilarious. Hello, Shinobi. How are you?
Fine. Yes, there were mech suits in The Legend of Korra. I could some of the technology that the increase of technology I kind of understood, considering 80 years have passed between the events of Avatar: The Last Airbender and The Legend of Korra. But
Right.
But for me, it's like mech suits. Come on, this kind of cheapens the idea of having people that can bend different elements.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm eating a cracker.
Yeah, and then the giant robot in the last season really pissed me off.
Yeah, I don't know very much about that, but yeah, I mean
you're not really missing anything.
Probably not. I mean, you were here for the fun and the enjoyment of the Tifa debacle. That was hilarious.
Yes, we did that. Yeah, we did that stream together. I was like,
yeah, but I mean, obviously, you probably watched the original video, and
yes,
yeah, it was like a whole thing. I believe they attempted to ratio me, or One Angry Gamer attempted to ratio me. Hold on a second. Let me look this up because I don't remember how ratioed I got. Because it's been a long time. Let me see if I can find the original video in question. Because it was such a long time ago. Search across my channel. Final Fantasy. Seven. Is that all I find? Seriously? Well then, if that's the case, let's see. Tifa. Yeah, here it is. Let's see. Analytics. Engage. What am I looking for? Engagement. Wait, hold on. Let me just go to the original video. That'll just save me the headache.
Yeah. Yeah,
they attempted to ratio me. I mean, it has 11 dislikes and 19 likes at this point. So there was an attempt to, there was definitely a try and an attempt to ratio me. I guess it kind of worked because it's a little bit.
How big is his subscriber count compared to yours?
What?
How big is his subscriber count compared to yours?
I don't think he has a YouTube channel.
Oh.
But I can look up. I don't even want to look up One Angry Gamer because I don't want to give him the traffic because he's a piece of shit. I forgot his name. I think his name is. Yeah, I'm not. You know what? I'm not even gonna say his name because I don't remember it.
Yeah, you can't give it. Even so, you can't really give him the traffic if you don't have his information on screen.
Yeah. But yeah, it was kind of a funny thing. Yeah, the whole thing with people complaining about NIS America is I kind of feel the same way as I did about One Angry Gamer.
Right.
And I was justified in that regard too, considering that, well, let's be completely honest.
Yeah.
We've gotten more insight on what One Angry Gamer does on his time off. So
yeah.
Dear God, I was like, okay, so it's one thing to just be a raging dick who makes cringe content online. I mean, and I'm one to talk. I'm sure I've made cringe too, but
Yeah, but nothing on the level of the quartering.
True. No, Jeremy from the quartering here. Here's the one thing, though I don't care much for that style of content, I will give him credit. As far as I am aware, he's a decent human being and not a total asshole. He just knows what works and he benefits from that. And that's just his thing. I have no qualms with him. Heck, I would even consider individuals like Yellow Flash and others like them not nearly as bad as One Angry Gamer. And look, I'm giving a compliment to Yellow Flash, which is
oh my god, somebody check the temperature in Hades.
check Nightwolf's temperature. Has he lost his mind? But no, One Angry Gamer is a goddamn piece of shit. That I'm not exaggerating that at all. It has been now documented and proven that he is racist, sexist, and a piece of human filth. So I am completely justified and feel vindicated of the fact that I don't care how many hate tweets I get or hate messages I get from One Angry Gamer. It does not flippin' matter because you are not an arbiter of anything. You're a piece of human filth that deserves to be excommunicated out of here.
Yeah.
You don't deserve to be mentioned at all, and you're not a journalist, so go screw off.
Yeah. Yeah, as much as I don't really like Neon and Twilight or Geeky Sparkles from Cloudfish, even I don't. As far as I know, they're not this bad.
No, I have issues with their content too, but I'm not going to knock them. That's the thing. I don't like the content, but I can't knock it because I know why they do it. It's effective. It works. It gets you subscribers and attention.
Yes.
So I can't knock them for having the grind and it's just that I'm not that type of person. I don't like that kind. I wouldn't say I wouldn't mind having that kind of subscriber count or attention, but it's the fact of it's the type of content that's sensational and I don't care for it that much.
Yeah. Even though they have a bad habit of getting their information wrong, though to their credit, they at least say, "We're not sure about this," or "We're just guessing."
They try to cover their bases, but it's not always done well. I mean, how many videos are they going to make about the comic industry dying before they realize, oh wait, it's not dying, it's just
evolving.
It's evolving and changing. That's it. It's not the death of the industry. It's just that it's not doing well, especially for the Western market.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
Bad decision making, and it could turn around and change. We don't know yet.
Right. I mean,
it could continue going downhill.
Yeah. How many times does this happen in the comic book industry? They find themselves in a rut until they have to find until they find something that actually sticks, and then the process starts all over again.
There was, I mean, and they were doing things like, what was it? Like all of the videos that them and everybody else make of DC Comics is closing down or being bought out by insert company here. And I'm like, how many guys, you've been doing this for like 5 or 6 years.
Yeah. Can I at least get a source for your material outside of random tweets?
Well, or random speculation.
Yeah.
But it's like, and Comic Perch pointed it out, and he points it out so well in his videos when he does stuff like this. It's like, please stop. How many times have you guys been doing this?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, these are the same clowns that tried to say that Superman versus the clown takes on the Klan was some kind of woke SJW thing to make conservatives look like they look that everybody who hates this thing is in league with the Klan. It has a problem with elite. It has a problem with immigration. They're going to try and use it to against people who are protesting against people who are here illegally, even though the comic itself had nothing to do with immigration as much as it did. These people don't like foreigners in general.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and one of my more recent ones that I saw them do, which was kind of funny and hilarious. I know we are off on a tangent here, and I apologize for that, but I do want to say this because I think it's funny, because it's kind of relevant, because I talk about anime on this channel. I like anime and manga, and I talk about it frequently enough, because that's basically what the bulk of this channel is, that in video games. So,
yes.
But Clownfish TV did... Well, I forgot his name. The creator of Berserk. What's his name again?
The guy who died recently? I forget too.
I'm sorry. I'm not meaning any disrespect to him. I just don't remember his name. Hold on. Let me to make sure that I get it right. Berserk. Creator. Kentaro Miura. Kentaro Miura. Or I'll call him Kentaro for the sake of the stream. But when he passed away, obviously it was a sad day for fans of his. And though I myself personally have never read Berserk or show real any interest, I don't like dark fantasy all that much.
Right.
And that is as dark as you can goddamn get.
Especially with that whole horse debacle.
Yes, and we won't talk about that.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. You can look it up on your off time if you want, but we're not going to discuss it here. I've heard about it too, but I don't know enough about it to talk about it. Anyway, point is that when he died, there was a lot of respect being shown, sadness of his passing, and genuine appreciation from pretty much everybody, not just from anime and manga community, but even Western comic book creators who showed massive respect for him, or who are sad to see him go, who were fans of his. I think Brett Booth maybe said a tweet. I can't remember, but there were people out there from certain creators that were sad to hear of his passing. And welcome back, Nerdy Text and Accountant. We're talking about Kentaro, the creator of Berserk, right now, and then we'll get back to talking about Falcom stuff and NAS America stuff. But yeah, that situation with Kentaro, and okay, so everybody who probably does pop culture based stuff is going to talk about his passing, and maybe even discuss, the reason why it may have happened. Was he potentially overworked? Did his heart condition be involved because of his working too hard?
Yeah.
Yes, it is sad that he passed away.
Yeah, I mean, considering that's kind of a thing in Japan, that wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, that the fact that people could work themselves to death. Yeah. And it's just part of the culture. I mean, I think, I remember that Perch mentioned it in one of his videos, that he knows of people who worked in offices, or he knows of the culture of Japan because he used to live there at a time. And he mentioned that if you go to work for a company, like let's say you work at some sort of office of some kind, you don't clock out until your boss clocks out. So if your boss stays until like 2:00 in the morning, you're there till 2:00 in the morning. You do not leave until he does. Once he's out the door, everybody else leaves. So it's understandable that manga creators might be on a much crazier schedule than Western comic book creators. Yeah. But that's the part where I actually took issue with their video talking about his passing, because they titled it and talked about it as if Western comic book creators are basically lazy. That's how they framed it. Yeah, they framed it as they are lazy and the Japanese guys overwork themselves.
As if that was a good idea or something.
It's a terrible thing to do during a man's passing. Yeah. It would be one thing to talk about lazy comic book creators in the West and comparing them to Japanese ones. But here's the thing. And I noticed this, like, let's take, for example, a Japanese manga creator like Rika. What's her name? The creator of Ranma and
Rumiko Takahashi.
Yeah, let's take Rumiko Takahashi, because they did a video talking about her as well. Talking because she posted her schedule on Twitter. Yeah. And it's like, look at this crazy, insane schedule and comparing how lazy the Western comic book industry is. It's like, well, that depends. Who are we referring to? Are we referring to a lazy slouch like Dan Slott who needs another writer to basically cover his talentless ass? Right. Or should I say talentless fat ass? There, I'll say it that way because that's accurate. Are we... my connection. It's a little bit wonky. What happened? Okay. We're fine. At least for now. For some reason, my internet's being a dick.
Right.
We're still not perfect even with the new router, but it's moving better. Actually, hold on. Let me close out some tabs here. Maybe that'll help. That hopefully that will help the traffic. But anyway, yeah, with them talking about that and them saying like, "Oh yeah, this is a crazy, insane schedule for a over 60-year-old woman." It's like, yeah, but she's been doing it her entire life now, or for most of her career. She's probably had this schedule for decades, and no one's known about it, and she seems to be in perfectly fine health. So why in the fresh hell are we talking about it? And also, here's the thing. When I was looking at it, I'm talking about Clownfish TV's videos on this topic because I think it's inaccurate and it needs to be called out because it's not accurate. Here's the thing. Here in America, we call a crazy schedule what? A graveyard shift? Where you probably start like at about 9, 10 o'clock at night and you don't get home until morning?
Yeah,
is that considered a crazy?
That's schedule.
What her schedule is. That's your schedule? That's her schedule, basically. Yeah, she's working during the day, too, but not as much. She's taking breaks. She's cleaning her house. She's eating meals, reading books, or doing other things that she enjoys doing in the off time. So she's spending at least a couple hours. And when you actually do the math for her schedule, and keep in mind that this is a schedule that's only for like 4 days out of the week, which is kind of like my work schedule.
Yeah.
She's only working about 40 hours regularly a week. That's on average of what most people do.
Yeah.
And that's like, or it's around 40 to 45 hours. So she's like barely clocking in at full time.
Yeah.
So it's not that bad. And if she's been doing it this whole time, it's now a habit. I have an aunt who used to work at a farm, I think. I don't remember. But she goes to bed at like, I would say roughly 6 o'clock p.m. And she wakes up at around 3 o'clock in the morning and, starts her daily routine. Does that sound insane? Yes, to people of this more modern age that don't work at farms. But in reality, it's actually fairly normal for some people to have that schedule. It's not as crazy as you think it is. It's just different than what you're used to. And when they were talking about the creator of Berserk and talking about lazy comic book creators, and it's like, why are you involving them? You should just be talking about his passing.
Right.
And the cause of his passing, potentially. That's all that you had to do. But no, you had to sensationalize it. You had to clickbait it. You had to turn it into about Western comic book creators.
Yep.
And it's like, you don't need to do that. His death is influential enough. Don't disrespect the man, by dragging in people who have nothing to goddamn do with it.
Yeah.
It would be a different, I mean, if you, like, for example, when Stan Lee passed away, there were, situations and issues, with what happened to him for like about a year or so prior to his passing. If you want to say that maybe that helped contribute to his passing, that could be considered, considering what did you come into? Me talking about Clownfish TV's really stupid videos about Rumiko Takahashi and the creator of Berserk. That's what you walked in on, Jonah. Anyway. Because, Anyway, I think that consider doing it, discussing it, but I don't know if I want to do that or not.
But these are the same people.
Because I don't want to give them the attention.
Yeah,
and
these are the same kind of scummy. These were the same kind of scummy people who tried
buffering
to drag
on screen. All right.
Oh, I'm buffering. Damn.
Uh-oh. Am I disconnecting now? Hello?
Gee, I don't know.
Am I here? Am I still here?
Are you?
I believe I'm here.
I can
still.
I think you're
The
still
connection's being a little wonky.
Oh crap! You can't hear me. I can hear you, but can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Wait, yeah. What I was gonna say was these are the same kind of scummy people who tried to involve Darwin Cook's, who tried to get Darwin Cook's wife involved in their nonsense when they brought the whole when they try to say, oh well, Darwin Cook would have been Comics Gate too. and then she got really pissed.
I missed some of it. The connection is kind of going in and out a bit for some reason.
When they tried to bring in, when they tried to say that Darwin Cook, the guy who did the New Frontier and all that other stuff,
Dwyer Cook, I think is his name, wasn't it Dwyer? Whatever.
But yeah, they tried to get that guy's. They tried to get that guy involved in the Comicsgate thing, and his widow got really bad and started blocking people.
She not only blocked people, she called out people like Ethan directly.
Oh yeah,
and told him to go screw off. And she's actually completely justified in doing that. I was like, you know what? You go, girl. You call him out on his shit.
Yeah.
And the people involved. Because they have no right or claim to him. You know your husband better than they did. Because you were married to the man for several years. And I'm going to guarantee you, if you have a relationship like that, and these guys probably they probably never even were in the same room together or talked to each other, then doesn't matter. Yes, he espoused things that a lot of people agree are problems with the comic book industry. But that does not mean that he would have joined your little gang of people. Yeah. There's a big difference between those two things. You know, there's one thing with him saying things that we agree with and him wanting to be a part of that group.
To be honest, Jonah, Comicsgate is kind of a dead horse at this point. I just use that to draw comparisons to what's going on with Clownfish and some of these other guys.
Yeah. They make sensationalized content. That's the best way to describe it. It's sensationalized, poorly researched.
If researched at all.
Yeah, basically. They just they see a news article and they jump on it. I mean, props to them for having the grind to do that every single day. But that's it's not the best way to make accurate content. No. Basically, the way I look at it, it's like you're no different than mainstream news outlets at that point. You're the same now. Congratulations, you're the very monster you're fighting. Because you don't bother to think, you don't bother to do your research or to dive deeper into stories and whatnot, and now you look the same as all the trash news articles that come out and do clickbait articles saying, like, the reasons why this comic is racist or whatever. Yeah, it's why I stopped following them too. I used to think that they were more neutral, but unfortunately, they've become just as sensationalized as everybody else. Yeah, I'm not actually trying to get into drama with anyone. I'm just pointing out that I've seen their information and I know it's inaccurate. So I'm just pointing it out. I have no interest in causing drama between myself and anybody. Doesn't mean some people won't attempt it, because that does happen. You were supposed to destroy the Sith Anakin, not join them. Exactly. Bring balance to the Force is what you are supposed to be. That's what Clownfish and them are supposed to be, but they're not. Unfortunately, they are no better than the others. I mean, I guess in a sense they're only slightly less evil in the sense that some of them are not malicious, and that the content they make is at least trying to advocate for the fans. They're attempting to, or at least to a subset of the fan base. Are they accurate all the time, or should you listen to them religiously and believe every word that comes out of their mouth? Absolutely not. You should vet your sources yourself and make sure you're making accurate information. Don't always believe everything that somebody tells you.
Yeah.
Even me or anybody else. You should always try and vet your stuff yourself. Make your own and make up your own mind. Yeah, I see their videos, unfortunately, in my timeline, and on occasion I'll watch them. I won't deny that. Mostly just to look at it and say, seriously, what the hell? Considering that most of the time it's like I know their information is off, and I'm like, yeah, okay, you're off on this one. Okay, so maybe we'll get back to that topic here in a second, but there was one part of the NIS America stuff that I forgot to mention, or for all the releases pertaining to the new Trails games that are coming out, or the Legend of Heroes games that are coming out. The best part of that news was finding out that the fan group known as Geofront that translated Trails from Zero and Trails to Azure were contacted by NIS America to take their base script that they made and use that to localize the game. So Geofront's base script that they already have made, that they've been working on for years, is now going to be a part of a Falcom game. So that in and of itself was amazing. I could go into more detail about that, but I don't know. Maybe I should have put a link. Hold on. I could read directly from Geofront. Hold on. Just to give them the proper treatment that they deserve, because they did such an amazing thing already. And the fact that that this happened. Hold on. But yeah, this is the post that the Geofront made. It says, from fantasy to reality, our partnership with NIS America. I guess I'll have to click on this article. But also, I like this artwork. This is really cute. And the fish, the bra fish. And this is we are here. Trails from Zero and Trails to Azure are being officially localized, and the Geofront has partnered with NIS America to make it happen. We reached an agreement with NIS America, and now our text, the text you have seen in our localization patches, will serve as the basis of the official release of the Crossbell duology. Each and every member of our team is thrilled about this opportunity because it's the culmination of our driving motivation to ensure Crossbell gets the localization it deserves so that people can experience these engaging, touching, wonderful games. As you may have noticed, our patches for Trails from Zero and Trails to Azure are no longer available on our website. Some might be disappointed by that, but we would enthusiastically request you support the official release instead. Good. That in of itself is wonderful to hear, because it's like some people are like, pirate your shit. No, support the official release. Come on, guys. We couldn't be more excited for what the future holds for us and for the Crossbell games. To celebrate that, we thought that we would round up some of the Geofront members and a special guest to talk about what this announcement means to them. And it's a touching thing. Does anybody want me to read about these? I'd recommend just going into Geofront's website and reading what the people who worked on the localization had to say, or who worked on this fan translation. It's very touching and very heartwarming to me. I loved it. And I'm happy for them because they're a good group of guys. They're good people. They localized the game because no one else would. And now they get to be a part of the official localization of the game. So good news for them and great news overall for the fan base.
Right.
Trails of Cold Steel, but it's in Fortnite as a skin. Jonah, don't make me ban you. Because I will. That's not funny. Okay, it's kind of funny, but don't make me ban you. Don't make me time you out for a bit for that nonsense, you cheeky bastard. But anyway, I think I can stop sharing the screen now. I don't need to do that anymore because I think I'm done with most of the news stuff that involves JRPG stuff. We went on a tangent talking about sensationalized content and whatnot. But that's been the case for a lot of things, huh? A lot of sensationalized content on YouTube. And me getting into squabbles with people. Some of them lasting way longer than I wanted. And pretty much almost being harassed that's at one point a few weeks ago, so anyway. Hold on a second. I need water. By the way, guys, what do you think of the avatar? Those of you who are still here, I'd greatly appreciate feedback.
Looks cool.
It is the new avatar going forward, so I hope everybody likes it.
Yeah, mine needs an upgrade.
I think yours looks pretty awesome, though. But if you want to upgrade yours, there's nothing wrong with that either.
Right.
As art skills improve, obviously you would want to update things. But this was not made by me. So this was made by an individual by the name of Merkins. So actually, you know what? Actually, let's do that. Let's shout out Merkin instead. Hold on a second. That would be the thing I would do. What am I thinking? I should be doing it directly. Hold on. I needs more underboobs. Shut up. Like I said, don't make me time you out now.
Is he referring to your avatar or mine?
Oh, I don't know. I thought for a second he might have meant mine. Because you don't see very much of the character. Of course, it's only my character was only commissioned from head to shoulder anyway, so. But yeah, here's Merkin. This is at MKN Merkin. I believe I'm fairly certain, yeah, this is a VTuber and whatnot. He's the one who I commissioned my work for. So if anybody's interested in where it came from, this is the individual to look into. He said that he was running into I found out about this through Rabbit, actually, because Rabbit retweeted this post. And I was like, you know what? I've been meaning to upgrade my stuff. So I got in touch with him. It took a couple weeks because I believe he said his hard drive crashed or something, and he lost some of the stuff or something happened. But he managed to get back to me in a timely manner, and now we have a brand new avatar. Actually, I can maybe show the whole avatar here. Hold on. Yes. Yes, what? Share screen. Let's see if this works. Select a window. File Explorer. Allow. Can people see this or not? I don't know. No, they cannot. Good. Never mind. They can just see my files. That's not the thing we want them to see. But yeah, we got a new avatar. You guys will probably see it in videos soon. So there's that. But yeah. Oh wait, no. da 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 da. But yeah, if anybody wants commission work done, go to Merkin. He could use the help. So, if I'm pronouncing his name correctly, I don't know if I am or not. Don't ask me. But yeah. What game am I excited for? Are we talking about games that are coming out soon or oh. Yeah, you could see the files. You couldn't see the avatar, unfortunately. But that's okay. Like I said, you'll probably get to see more of it in the future anyway. Because I'll be using it for more videos. And potentially thumbnails too. So, but let's see. What were we talking about? What games am I excited for? Well, Trails from Zero is coming out in 2022. But I have to wait basically about a year and a half before it comes out. So that's the one I'm the most excited for, but I have to wait. Until then, Tales of Arise is coming out, and I'm excited about that. Not excited for the price for the collector's edition. That's a lot of money. It's $190. Jesus. Advance Wars 1 and 2 Reboot Camp is also something I'm looking forward to. Was there any other games that... I mean, obviously Breath of the Wild 2 was announced, or they showed more of that, but we don't know when that's releasing.
Right.
Skyward, or the new Metroid game looks interesting. I might pick that up. I've not ever actually played a Metroid game, so there's that. I've considered it over the years. I just never got around to it or bought any of the games. But anyway, but yeah, those are the games I'm excited for. What about you, Shinobi? What games are you excited for?
I'm going to be getting a PS5 soon, and I might be. I'll have to see what games are going to be out by then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh wait, no, I'm such an idiot. I could have shown the avatar, and I'm being dumb. Because if I remember correctly, yeah, there it is. Hold on. One more time. Share the screen. I'm being an idiot. Yeah, okay. So if I go here, and there you go. There's the full avatar that he gave me. So there you go. Enjoy. Enjoy this sexy new visage for me. Cracker. Cracker is good. Some sort of Japanese cracker made with black sugar. It's delicious. Anyway. I see a few games by Limited Run that I'm excited to play. The original Shantae game will now be on the Switch in July. Yeah! I heard about that. It was very cool. Did I leave the avatar up long enough? No, I don't feel I did. But there you go. I'll let people just soak it in for a couple minutes. Why not? I think it looks pretty good. So I hope people like it.
Yeah.
And well, I mean, hey, an art upgrade is an art upgrade, and I could definitely use one on this channel. So, in my personal opinion, and this saves me the trouble of having to do it myself. So, because I'm busy more often than not. So,
right.
Anyway, what other things were we talking about? Did we want to continue talking about the craziness of sensationalized entertainment?
I think I've had enough. I think I've had enough of rage peddlers for one day.
There you go. I can agree with that. I'm kind of in the same boat. I'm not that interested. But let's see. Yeah. There is needs more sexy V shoujo. What? Am I not handsome enough for you now? Are you telling me that the ladies aren't gonna dig this new avatar? Is that what you're telling me? Damn it! Any good news that you are happy about? My new avatar is good news, right? I'm just using this as an excuse to show it off more. Oh my god, yeah. Sorry. I can't help it. It's so cool. I can't help it. Probably better than what I could have done, but what other? I mean, I'm back to work again. Why Dawn? What? What the heck are you even talking about, Joan? I have no idea. Don't you have it on night? I don't even know what the hell you're talking about. But yeah, I got my old job back finally. So that's a thing that I'm happy about. Probably get my pay. I'm hoping I'll get my paycheck soon. But it is slightly different than my old one. The Fist of the North Star manga is now being released in the US. Really?
Oh, that's cool. I gotta get that.
That's awesome. I don't know if I want to pick it up, although I have seen enough of Fist of the North Star to know it's pretty damn wild and crazy. That much I do know from what I've seen of the anime and whatnot. I'm like, that's some insane level stuff where he basically barely touches someone and they explode. And they become a human balloon.
You don't already know it, but you're already dead.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I don't know what Joan is referring to. Night mode. What are you talking about? Are you saying that my character is not knightly enough? Is that what you're talking about? I mean, I guess that's kind of accurate, but I mean, the last Avatar was a freaking pilot from Gundam, so it wasn't really a knight either. So this is more knightly than that one, actually, I think. Basically, consider it more like a knight in casual wear, where he's not wearing a suit of armor. How about that? He's wearing a jacket instead. Thank you, Nerdy Text and Accountant. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm glad to have it back. It is different than I'm in a different position, but so far it's been pretty good. Not too bad. I'm at the front end again, unfortunately. And working at a store. I am very confused. Night mode of the sites. What site are you referring to? What are you talking about? Joan, you're confusing me. More so than normal. What the hell? Yeah. I mean, before getting the job back, I was dealing with some nonsense, so I'm glad that things have settled in. And I'm happy that the weather has cooled down. How about that? There's something I'm actually happy about because Sunday was a nightmare. The attempted stream was a failure, but worse than that, it got really goddamn hot. So I hid downstairs, and even that was not enough to keep me cool. It was a sauna in the house. So thankfully, it's not been nearly as hot. So that's good news. I think Jonah might be talking about dark mode like on Twitter. What? Oh, the fact that my Twitter has a white background? Is that what he's referring to? Yeah, it's probably on basic. I thought I changed it at one time, but I think Twitter updated and switched it back. I don't know. I honestly don't care whether it's in black or white. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, it's still Twitter.
Twitter is Twitter.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's what he. Yeah, so that's what he was referring to.
Yeah.
It's the fact that it's white.
Yeah.
In the background and not black.
I just prefer the dark setting because it's easier on the eyes.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I just haven't switched it back. I've been too lazy to care. I don't spend enough time on Twitter to care.
Yeah.
Except for a couple weeks ago where I was on Twitter way more than I have been in a long time. So I was in a full-blown argument with someone for like an entire day, and I was
Oh, boy. Good times.
I'm not. Yeah, it was such a fun time considering he stalked my Twitter account. So I don't know if I want to talk about it, but yeah. I mean, you know what? No, I will talk about it because the guy's a piece of shit. He's a dick. And I don't care if he manages to find this stream and me talking about it because it's the only time I'll acknowledge his existence probably ever again. But I don't know if anybody knows of the YouTuber by the name of Professor Otaku or not. He used to do a lot of mecha-based... Oh, he still does. He does a lot of mech-based anime reviews. He talks about the history of mecha in Japan and all that kind of good stuff. The stuff that, you know, as a fan of mecha, you know, I dig. So it's good to know some extra stuff. And, you know, for the most part, I've never really had an issue with his content. And even still to this day, I would say like his content was fine. The only issue I had was, he did a video about Godzilla against Mechagodzilla where he was referring to feminism. And I was like, what the fresh hell is this shit? He was talking about the fact that the character is treated like a normal person and whatnot, and I was like, the main female character was treated like a normal person. It wasn't sexualized. I'm like, good for the movie. What does that have to do with feminism? Maybe just the writers just wanted a normal, strong female lead. Basically, it was the equivalent of deep diving into something that wasn't there. That's how I would describe it. It was basically like, oh, hey, I'm going to deep dive into, you know, content. You guys know kind of like the game theory level stuff where, you know, sometimes you take something that is innocuous or doesn't really count, and then like you try and frame it in a way that it's not what it actually is. That kind of thing. It's you're reading too much into it. It's just a good Godzilla movie. I even watched it to prove that point. It's like it's just a really solid Godzilla movie. And if you wanted to deep dive a bit more on like a more personal or interesting level of what the movie is trying to talk about, especially with the main female character, is things like isolation, not feeling like your life is of value, things like that, because she talks about it incessantly in the movie, that she doesn't feel like her life has value or enough meaning, and that she's been isolated for most of her life, and she doesn't get along, doesn't socialize with people. If you wanted to do a deep dive on that, I would have been like, oh, yeah, okay, that's actually really cool. That's something that you could actually do. And I just did that off the top of my head. And I'm not going to do a whole psych deep dive into stuff like that. But it was just like that was an idea that came to my mind when I watched the movie. But no, we had to talk about the fact that feminism, yay. And then I was like, okay, I disagree with you. I don't think that's something that is in the movie. And I also don't agree with this stance. I think that's pretty stupid. And I was going to just pretty much leave it at that. I wasn't trying to get into a fight, but I did point out to him that he was condescending from the very beginning because he did this to get attention. Because, I mean, let's be completely honest, his channel is not the most robust of all the anime YouTubers out there. He's probably at this point, he maybe have hit 10K, but that's just it. He's not probably going to get any more attention than that. At least MatPat does more and makes it entertaining than what Professor Otaku does. Fair enough. I own all the live-action Godzilla films except for Godzilla vs. Kong. And that's awesome. I love Godzilla movies. I have a good sizable collection of Godzilla films now, so I'm able to watch them. So I've been enjoying them on my off time. I still have a lot to go through, but I've been watching enough of them. But yeah, and the argument on YouTube was just him trying to get traction for the video. He pretty much openly admitted that in a post. He's like, "Thank you for the traffic." I'm like, "Yeah, you're welcome. Now I'm gonna go now." So I stopped responding. And I had posted on Twitter that I was pretty much done with his nonsense. And that I left the channel because I was like, I'm not interested in this. I'm done. And also, he did do another video that I thought was kind of stupid. I think it had to do with figuring out what new anime is, and he was basically insulting new anime shows and whatnot. And I thought, like, that's kind of weird and not really what you should be doing. I mean, if you don't dig that stuff, that's fine. If you're more into the retro stuff, then let's talk about the retro stuff, you know? That's what I kind of went to his channel for to begin with, is that he talks about retro stuff. He's not talking about seasonal anime. He's talking about the old school stuff, and that's cool, you know? But if he's not interested in, if he's more interested in doing, you know, social political commentary crap, then I'm not interested in that. I go here to be entertained, not to deep dive into why feminism is important. I even said, like, feminism can be a good thing. It was in the past. It's just that by modern context, it's not. It's a problem. Most of it is just women hating men more so than actually trying to make some form of, you know, a level of equality, which is like what the whole point is. MatPat for the win. Oh, dear God, please no.
No. This is the same.
We're
This is the
giving
same
credit to
MatPat.
Game Theory. Good God.
Yeah, this is the same MatPat who tried to say, "Oh, the events of Final Fantasy VIII were in Squall's head as he was dying."
Sure, they were. I like learning about retro anime. Well, hey, Nerdy Texan Accountant, if that's something you're into, maybe I will look into a retro anime or two, and I will do maybe a retro review. That might be fun. I was intending on doing like at least potentially the top 10 favorite anime list, and that's probably going to have some retro anime in there, so that'll be fun. We probably Macross will probably make the list, which will make Shinobi incredibly happy.
Yes, considering after 20 years they find Harmony Gold and Big West finally decided to get their act together and patch things up.
Yeah. Well, basically, I'll probably be talking about Robotech, not Macross, but
of course,
you know.
It's a start.
But yeah, that's gonna be there. I'm gonna probably get a chance to talk about Trigun, which I don't get that many opportunities to do, so I'm looking forward to that. But I got other videos that I need to work on first before I do that one. He would also say that is far too off with so little things to go off of that it wouldn't make it. Probably. I don't even know what we're referring to exactly. But yeah, that conversation with Professor Otaku spilled over to Twitter, and I didn't even tag him or anything. That I didn't tag him or anything. I just said I was done with his channel, and then we went on a full-blown conversation about it for an entire day. I didn't even know about it until a friend, who I will leave anonymous, tipped me off to the fact he was talking about me behind my back. Otherwise, I would have just left it alone and just that had been the end of the day for me. But no, We had to have some sort of stupid philosophical debate. For those of you guys who don't know, I tend to keep some of my life private. I don't like talking politics, mainly just because I don't care about politics.
Yeah.
I'm neutral party. I don't care which side people vote on or choose not to vote, if that's what you do. I don't care. And I try and keep that stuff off the channel as much as humanly possible. I may talk about the insanity of some creators and some of their more radical beliefs, but they are free to have those radical beliefs, you know, even if I think they're dangerous or stupid. But he said that because I hold a neutral stance that I'm evil. And I'm like, wait, what? Or that I'm an ally of the devil. I'm like, no, I'm not actually. I have my own convictions and my own beliefs. I just choose not to broadcast all of them in public.
Yeah. Which
I don't
gets
have
you in a lot
to.
of trouble when you do.
Doom Guy for President 2024. Yeah. You know what? Let's vote for Doom Guy. You didn't even know he had a Twitter? Same. But he accused me of, yeah, right. Of course you knew about it. I'm like, no, actually I didn't. He's like, I've had it on my channel for years. And it's like, well, that's great. But just because you have it on the channel doesn't mean everybody follows your Twitter. I never really thought about it because the only thing I cared about was watching your videos that were about mech. And that was all I cared about, you know? So you can be mad about the fact that I didn't know about your Twitter, but if you want to stalk my Twitter account and be a dick to me on my Twitter account, on my timeline, no less, then you can go screw off. We went back and forth for a whole damn day because you have to have the last word. Because he is a goddamn narcissist. He thinks he's right, when in reality, he's not. He doesn't have it on his channel. I kept checking. What are you referring to, Jonah? I don't know what you're talking about. I don't even know who you're referring to. You could be referring to MatPat for all I know. But the point is that I felt like I was being stalked at that point. It's one thing to just like have a conversation and then be done with it. But it was like, you do realize, one, you're on my timeline and I want you to go. Oh, you are referring to Professor Otaku? Okay. But yeah, no, his a link to his Twitter is probably there somewhere. I don't know. Or maybe it's in the videos. I really could not give two shits, to be honest with you. But yeah, he was trying to make it more about my personal life than, you know, what we were actually talking about. You know, saying that I'm evil or that I don't have any beliefs. And when I was like, well, no, I do. I just don't like broadcasting them out in public.
You don't have to have spiritual beliefs to be a moral person.
Yeah.
You know,
I have my morals. I have my standards. There are things that I see in the world that I find horrible, you know, or tragic. And I'm all like, we should help in any way that we can. If what the people are talking about are legitimate. I've more or less gone with the whole trust but verify thing. You know, when it comes to claims of injustices in the world and whatnot. Yeah. As much as I would like to believe that everybody is moral and honest and trustworthy, the truth of the matter is that most people aren't. Right. So if for whatever reason, you know, people claim like this is an injustice, and I look into it and I find out that it's not an injustice or that the information is not accurate, I'm like, well, I'm sorry that this happened, but you know, well, not that I can't help, but it's more or less don't see the point. Like, we have all the horrible tragedies with, you know, involving police officers and shootings and And while some of the claims that might be legitimate, there are others that, get big broadcast news, and, and the news directly lies to the public about what actually happened. And when you find that out, especially in this day and age, because, hey, it's the internet, everybody now knows more basically than a news anchor can know. You could learn more about any story than what you can learn from a news anchor at this point, and you don't even need them anymore. So, like, there was that one police shooting that involved 2 women. One was carrying a knife, and he had to make a judgment call, and he shot the young black woman who was about to stab another young black woman. I'm like, the officer was left with an impossible choice. He's not a villain. He just did what he thought was best in that situation. And I'm pretty sure that he's hurt that he couldn't have found a way to de-escalate it before. But he couldn't de-escalate it because it had already escalated to that point by the time he arrived. So he literally couldn't do anything about it. So I hope with me saying that, at least it proves that I do believe that there's that injustices do exist. But, I just don't like talking about it all that often or broadcasting all my beliefs to everybody. Shoot the gun out of her hand. Be the sharpshooter. Yeah, I wish. Yeah, shoot the knife out of her hand. Yeah, that'll work. Because the arm is such an easy target to hit.
Yeah.
There's a reason why officers are trained to shoot for the chest, guys. There's a reason for that. It's because it's the easiest target on the human body. It may be one of the more fatal areas, but it's the most obvious one where it guarantees that they're going to put you down if you're trying to threaten them or hurt others. They aim for that. That's what all people who are trained in military are trained to do when it comes to fighting other enemy soldiers. They're all trained that way because it's the easiest target. Because it's the largest center of mass on the human body, is the chest and body and gut regions. You're guaranteed to hit it if you point a gun at it. Not the same if you try and aim for the head or the hands or the legs. You could miss. And also, there have been instances of officers, shooting a gun at a crazy guy who's drugged out of his mind and shooting him in the leg twice, or shooting both legs, and he's still running at them with a weapon, like a knife or something.
Yeah.
So there's no guarantee that will ever work.
Yeah.
The world is already depressing enough. I would rather listen to something fun. Yeah. Well, no, I'm only saying this to prove my point that I do have convictions. I just don't broadcast them to people. And I certainly won't broadcast them to people who are being assholes to me, because they don't deserve that response, in my opinion. The only conviction I have about Professor Otaku is that he's a stalking piece of garbage. That's pretty much my entire worldview of him now, which gives me all the more reason not to watch his stuff. So, yeah. Actually, that was the funny thing. In order to stop him from talking to me at all, because he wouldn't let anything go, I actually said, if you continue to talk to me, I will report your ass to Twitter. Leave me alone, or I'm reporting you. And then he blocked me. So I'm like, did I win? I think I kind of won, because he decided to back off on his own. I didn't have to report him, thank God, because I probably would have had to if he kept it up. Anyway, that said, anybody have any questions or any other things they want to talk about for a brief couple minutes before I close out the stream? Any final thoughts or questions? I just wanted to get that particular stuff off my chest because it's been there for a while, and I'm not afraid to call him out on it. So, yeah. Jonah, Nerdy, anything? No, probably not. How about you, Shinobi? Any thoughts?
Nope.
No thoughts at all.
No, not now.
Your mind is an empty void. You are now at peace and one with the Allspark. I don't know why I said that. It was just funny. I thought it was funny. How about the weather? I already talked about the weather. I said
It's
it was
hot.
hot.
What more do you want to talk about?
It was hot on Sunday, and it's more moderate temperature today and Monday. There. That's the weather report. On to sports. Yeah, people can... the world can be a strange place. I guess. I don't know. Okay, how about that sports ball? Sports, take it away, Reporter Shinobi, who's on the field. I'm kidding. I'm joking. Sports, and sports. There's your sports ball.
Okay, I gotta be taken off here.
With the sweaty men tackling each other to the ground.
Yeah.
What the hell kind of sports are you watching? Wrestling?
Probably.
I mean, that
But,
does involve sweaty men wrestling with each other.
Yeah. But yeah, I gotta be off.
Okay, yeah. Well, then, if that's the case, I'm probably going to close out the stream. I hope everybody had fun. There were some tangents, but I had fun. Got some stuff off my chest that probably needed to be taken off anyway, and hope I never have to go over it ever again. But anyway,
I'll be seeing you guys.
Bye, Shinobi. You have a good day.
Yep.
And everybody else have a good night, good morning, whatever the case may be. And I will be leaving too. If you're here, you enjoyed the stream. I'm glad you did. I'm sorry if I brought any sad stuff to the party or some extra baggage. I apologize for that. But I felt it was something that I should talk about. Because it was something that did happen, and it's kind of been in the back of my head for a few weeks now. And getting to let it out is, I think, very cathartic and makes me not want to worry about it anymore in the back of my head. Anyway, thanks everybody. For those of you who are watching this afterwards, please feel free to leave likes and comments if you wish to. You're free to do that. Comment on this new avatar. I would greatly appreciate it if you let me know what you think. Do you like it? Do you think I'm more attractive now? I would love to know. It's better than looking at my actual mug, I'm sure. So I'll leave it at that, and you guys all have a good day. I need to have lunch because it's almost 4 o'clock. Good night, everybody.